Way before Amphibia actually made its television debut, the general plot of the show was made known to the public eye. A young girl opens a mysterious box that sends her to a world inhabited by frogs and other amphibians called Amphibia. She has adventures in Amphibia while also trying to figure out ways to get herself back to her world. That was pretty much the gist of what we knew from the plot. Now, to be honest, before actually giving Amphibia a shot, I didn't really pay much attention to it when it came to the build-up promos coming out. I knew there were two other girls at the scene with Anne, but never really gave it thought when it came to the two other girls going to Amphibia as well, because all the promos only showed Anne and her frog family / other citizens of Wortwood. For all we know, Anne could have been the only one teleported there because she was the only one physically holding the Calamity Box. Well, after watching episode 1, it confirms that Anne's other friend who was at the scene of the transport, Sasha, was also brought to Amphibia. When it came to plot progression in season 1, it was mostly focused on Anne as well as Sasha finding their place in the land of Amphibia. Anne found hers with the Planter family in Wortwood, and Sasha used her manipulation skills to become the second in command of the Toad army, rather than staying a prisoner in the tower. All it took was a heron attack. But as more and more episodes aired, my curiosity kept getting the better of me with one particular thing. Where in God's name is Marcy? AKA the other girl at the scene of the Calamity Box opening. Since season 1 began, she's only been acknowledged a few times on screen by name, but has only been shown briefly through Anne's flashbacks. She has yet to have any voice lines in these flashbacks either. I remember the day before Reunion aired, someone put on Marcy's Wikipedia page that she was going to be voiced by Cree Summer, and I got so hyped. I wanted that to be real so badly. I'm never trusting that website again. Granted, I get the show wanted to focus on, the relationship between Anne and Sasha for season 1, but for Marcy to not be shown physically in Amphibia at all, it really gets me wondering. Well, from what we've seen so far, there have been 3 core amphibian species shown living throughout Amphibia. Those species are frogs, toads, and salamanders. Many fans have speculated that since Anne ended up with a frog family in Wortwood and Sasha ended up with the Toad army, it could mean Marcy is in an area of Amphibia inhabited by mostly salamanders. Plus, both Sasha and Anne have lived very particular lifestyles as well since coming to Amphibia. Anne was exposed to a very simple town life and lived with a simple farmer frog family. Then Sasha was exposed to a very military-based environment that continued to enable her manipulation abilities rather than make her a more empathetic person. I'm making this a point because in the episode Bizarre Bazaar, a salamander character named Valorania, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, is introduced. She has a stand at the bazaar related to mystical items, and there's artwork at the front of her stand that looks just like the crystal gem graphic from the Calamity Box. Anne sees this and wants to see if the stand owner can help her with answers on how to make it work again and how to get home. Val explains how she's been around the block quite a bit and knows more than most people, especially when it comes to mystical / otherworldly things. Anne bets Val that she's never seen anything like her before, and Val says, no, not exactly. Well, since I'm an overthinker, I want to assume that Val has technically seen another human before, which is Marcy, but since she and Anne don't look anything alike, the not exactly portion of her statement could mean that she just hasn't seen a human who looks specifically like Anne yet. Not to mention that when Anne chased after the frog who stole her backpack, Val wonders if Anne is the one they've been searching for. Maybe there's a chance Val has been Marcy's caretaker and Amphibia, and she's helping Marcy try to find Sasha and Anne. Lastly, if you take a look at the graphic on Val's sign that matches the Calamity Box, one of the crystals was missing. That could potentially be a message to the audience implying that the locations of 2 of the 3 girls are known, whereas the missing crystal symbolizes Marcy still being MIA to us. Of course, none of this is confirmed, especially that last one I just said, but out of everything I've said, I think Marcy being around salamanders does seem like a pretty likely possibility. We have yet to see how the salamanders of Amphibia really live their life. If they're anything like Val, though, they seem to be a very mystical bunch, messing with magic and stuff. I really hope they do give us more information about Marcy when it comes to Season 2. I just don't know what plot points they're going to prioritize when it comes to Season 2, especially, during the first half. As of right now, Sasha and Anne still have some unfinished business with one another. The Calamity Box is buried in the Planter's front yard, and obviously Marcy's whereabouts have yet to be revealed. I'm biased and definitely want them to prioritize Marcy for the time being. I think once we learn more about Marcy's personality, there could be a chance that having her and Anne work something out together could go a lot smoother than what happened with Sasha. With Marcy as Anne's backup, getting Sasha back would be a lot easier than if it was just Anne alone. Then lastly, I think they could tackle the stuff with the Calamity Box, since them getting home is more than likely endgame for the series. It's going to be rough once Anne finds out what Hop Pop did, man, and I frankly cannot wait to see how that conversation is going to go. Hopefully Hop Pop's reasoning on why he thinks it's so dangerous is enough for Anne to understand where he's coming from so she can trust him again, but I guess we'll just have to see. I think that just about does it for this video, though. I really hope we can get some news about Season 2 before 2020 at the very least. I love making videos on Amphibia, and this might be my last one related to Amphibia until Season 2 news/footage gets dropped. But not to worry, I'm definitely going to be covering the Steven Universe movie as well as Steven Universe Season 6, assuming we get news about Season 6 after the movie airs. As usual, be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.